engine roar like a lion's cry. Rubber burns under the smoky sky. Steel beats racing on the line. The thrill of speed makes the cold pour shine. Welcome to pit lane pole, where the engines scream and the spirits soar. Grab a drink, feel the thunder roar. This is the place you've been looking for.
And welcome back to another session of Pit Lane Port, ladies and gentlemen. And here at Pit Lane Port, we are pleased to welcome a special guest today who has been gaining attention on social media. She is someone who has started to attract interest by positioning herself close to the racetrack. She brings a valuable perspective and unique aspect of racing that many may not consider, thanks to her experience in the motorsports world. So please welcome in to our PLP Command Center, the one, the only, Miss Motorsports Marshal herself, Yvette. Good morning. Well, afternoon for you?
Yeah, afternoon, 5
Afternoon.
o'clock.
Okay. How's it going this morning?
Yeah, fine. I just watched F2. It was a
Okay.
bit of a chaotic race with, I think, 5 safety cars.
Dang.
Good fun.
Dang. Well, so let's just jump right into it. What got you into motorsports?
By chance, actually. I grew up near a racetrack,
Okay.
MotoGP track in Assen, TT circuit, and I knew it from there, and I watched MotoGP every year because it was this big party. Um, and that's kind of how it started for me.
Okay.
And then I became a marshal, and then I thought, this is fun. I need to watch more races, because if you're going to work MotoGP race, maybe you should watch the whole season. And it was 2015, the same year Max Verstappen started racing. So I thought, well, why not watch Formula One also? And yeah, that's ever since.
All right. So, and I know we've talked about this. We have a tradition here, and the tradition on Pit Lane Port is, what are we drinking today? So let's start with you, since you're our special guest.
It's hot water with ginger.
Okay. All right.
So kind of ginger tea, not really tea because it's not any tea leaves in there, but hot water with ginger.
Why ginger in your hot water?
My coworker got me on it, actually. He did it a lot. And at some point in the office, I got sick of drinking 10 cups of tea a day. So I thought, it's winter, I need something that's warm, but not tea. And well, why not? So
Perfect.
that's how I started with that.
Well, it's like 8 a.m. here, and typically I don't drink that early. So I'm going to join you with a cup of tea myself, with a little bit of honey and lemon in it.
Good one also.
But in the respect of the other two big dummies not being here today, I did pull out a garage beer, where, as my big brother Michael would normally come in and say, where the garage is always open. So that's for them. Now,
Too early for beer, though.
it is, to be honest. It's 8 a.m. on a race day. It's just a little too early for me. No, typically we normally do a podcast later in the evening. So I know that beer is going to come back out this afternoon when the race is over and we decide to podcast about the race tonight. So that'll go back in the fridge. So we have been seeing you on all social media platforms. Like, that's where I first spotted you. I was rolling through some reels, and I pop across you just chilling there, watching a race, like with your gear on. I'm like, hold on, what is this about? Like, how is she so close to the track? So I was like, I'm gonna watch more videos. And that's really got me hooked into your like social media and learning more about you. And for me, and I talked to the boys about this, you don't see many things outside of Formula One that are more like in Formula One, like marshals and like the different little pieces of like hospitality. You don't see those kind of jobs. You don't hear from them. So let's hear about this because I'm excited. We never thought that this could be a possibility of a marshal and a job as a marshal. So the boys sent me a huge list over to talk to you about. So,
Oh, we've got enough time for that.
oh, so first off, I like to go through and see like your background. We already talked about what got you into motorsports. So, what
Mhm.
is your favorite motorsport though?
It has to be MotoGP. It's what I grew up with.
Okay.
And I think if I say something else, some people at my track will maybe kill me.
No.
No, we're a motorcycle track and everybody loves cars, but yeah, it's motorcycles first, cars second.
Okay. I can respect that. I've been just watching a little bit of I don't know, have you seen the little series on Amazon Prime if you have it, where they have
Mm.
like one season of MotoGP?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
bits of it.
I've
It's
I've
pretty
started
cool.
watching. It got me hooked into the MotoGP and I've started like researching into it now.
Mhm.
But so we got that out of the way. What's a typical like, I don't know, race day for you? Like what is it like daily?
It depends a bit on the event. If we talk, for example, Miami is today. I've seen schedules from the marshals where they have to leave the hotel at 4:30 a.m. because we go to track early. We're there before everybody else, and we have a lot of checks to do. We have to be in position. We have briefings in the morning, so we are there way early before anyone else. Usually, we're I think the first ones on track, except maybe security, but they work in shifts throughout the night, so they don't ever leave. So and a lot of waiting around. Even if there's a lot of categories, it's often half an hour, hour and a half in between each session. So it's you work a bit, you're active while they're racing, and then when it's over, you have an hour and a half of. Well, I think with 4:30 a.m. starts, it's maybe nap times in between.
So are you a morning person then?
Um, yeah, more a morning person than an evening person.
Okay. So you're a more bright, bubbly first thing in the morning instead of like, don't leave me alone.
On Friday, yes. If you come around on a race weekend on Sunday, I went to Abu Dhabi last year and we got back at Saturday at I think 10:30 in the evening, and then the bus went at 3:30 in the morning again. So yeah, everybody in the bus was like, "Okay, I've got my coffee, I've got my tea, and don't talk."
Sweet. Okay. Who's your all-time favorite driver in MotoGP?
Ooh, all-time favorite. Not really all time, but really like Alex Rins.
Yeah.
Just when he came into Suzuki, the way he acts, the way he drives. Just a shame that well, he's Yamaha, but they're not as good as they were.
Okay.
But yeah, I really like him.
Do you have a favorite F1 driver?
Not really. More teams,
Okay. I'm listening.
both Ferrari and McLaren. I quite like them. Ferrari, of course, is iconic, and I grew up watching Michael Schumacher.
Oh,
So yeah, I think what's that famous quote? Everybody's a Ferrari fan.
yes.
So yeah,
Secretly
makes
deep
sense.
down, everybody is.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Charles. So
Mm.
that's it. Like for
I'm not
us,
a big fan of Lewis, but yeah, you gotta respect what he does.
hey,
And it's good to see him having fun again this season. Last year, to see him struggling like that, he did nobody deserves that.
no, especially a 7-time world champion. I mean, come on.
Uh,
That's pretty harsh. But, he's having fun. He's going wheel again this year. It was pretty exciting yesterday.
yes.
Watching him and Max come back together.
Ended
Yeah.
better than a couple of years ago. Let's stick
Yeah.
to that.
Yes. Okay. So let's just dive into it. How long have you been a marshal?
Since 2015. So this is my 12th year as a marshal. So pretty long time.
And what made you get into it?
That is a funny story because that was actually by chance. I didn't plan on it.
Let's hear it. I'm curious now.
Yeah. No, I grew up near the TT circuit in Assen, which was I think 2 miles away from my childhood home. And at the time, I was living in Austria as a skiing instructor, and I was coming back home, and I thought, what am I going to do between now, which is March, and September when university starts? I don't really want to go find a job because I'm moving to another city. So does it make sense to have a job for 5, 6 months? And then I saw an ad on Facebook where they were calling for officials from the TT circuits. I wasn't sure what it was, but I thought, hey, the training day is the weekend after I get back. Let's sign up. Austin is fun. At least I have something to do and can leave my parents' place for a little bit, not be stuck with them the whole day, every day. And
So
that was, yeah, that's the marshal. Everybody at Assen who is a volunteer in some capacity. So people trackside, but also timekeeping or riders info or any kind that helps around the track is an official there.
cool. So is there like Tim was curious, is there like different levels to being a marshal? And then also what kind of training is there for being a marshal?
Officially in the Netherlands, we don't have any levels. But I know, for example, England and Australia, they have different levels in their marshals, which kind of makes sense because everybody as a first year starts out as a trainee. And you start with a training day when you get related. What do every flag means? How do you wave flags? How do you recover a bike? How do you recover a car? How do you handle fires? How does race control work? Like a general outline of the things we need to know. And then the first year you're as a trainee, you just run along with somebody else every time you go to track. So if you sign up for an event, you're matched to an experienced marshal and they will take you along for the whole day. You got any questions, you can just ask them. And besides that, you just have, well, you do whatever a normal marshal does. But maybe you're not sure about what exactly to do. So you have somebody else to guide you there. And then you do the exam and then you're officially a marshal. And then most European countries, you're a marshal and that's it. But like I said, the UK and Australia, they have different levels where you have to work up through experience. So once you have the first level, you can do club racing and regional races, for example. And then after a year, you can say, okay, I've got enough experience. I can go for national races grades. And you work your way up, which makes sense because then once you are ready for the higher level events like Formula One, MotoGP, or WEC, or any of the big ones, you have at least a couple of years of experience.
Okay. Okay. So if you had to put yourself, say, in that level, are you in a level? Like, are you that way with Britain or Australia or anything like that?
Yeah, I think I would be what they call gold level, which is international post chief. I'm a post chief at Assen also, so I've got experience. So I think if I were to transfer my grades, I could go for that one. So
Okay.
that's the highest there is, which makes sense after 12 years.
Would you want to do an F1 race?
I want to go to Australia next year for F1. That's the plan.
Okay. And then, just curiosity, have you ever thought about coming over and doing one of the races in the United States?
I have done Las Vegas in 2024.
Did you?
Yes.
So I've got to ask because my little one and I are going down this year. Like, was it exciting? Is there any like hot spots like where we should go?
um, as marshal, you're stuck on one spot mainly, but I was next to the sphere. So there was the whole entertainment and music over there. And we had a bit of a walk around between because it was just, I think, F1 and Ferrari challenges. So a lot of downtime in between. So we had some time to walk around. And yeah, it was just good vibes there with the concerts, which is fun. But I've heard from a lot of other marshals that also in between sessions, okay, we've got 2 hours off. We're just going to a pub to have something to drink. Non-alcoholic, of course, but we're going to have some drink somewhere, have a bite to eat, and then we are back on post. It's quite
Are you coming
relaxed.
back out this year?
No,
Oh,
I want to go to Australia next year and do a couple of races there. So I need my money.
yeah. Okay, well,
It's
fine.
expensive.
Fine. Okay. I was going to say we can always just meet up and say hi and do a little in-person interview, but whatever. It's okay. You can go to Australia. It's better than here anyway. At least that's what
But
I
I'm definitely planning on going back to Australia, to the US. Yeah, you have to figure out what you want to do. There's too many races and not enough vacation days.
Oh, girl, I know. There's so many great races too. So, what's your favorite race of all time that you've gotten to marshal?
Um, I think Zandvoort is really cool because it's not racing, it's racing, but they build a whole concert entertainment around it. There's concerts every single night. There's a big party. It's racing with the festival.
So you're saying that should be on my list?
Yeah, and you lost chance this year, so I think tickets are almost sold out. Also, it's
Damn.
difficult.
All right. Well, one day,
Yeah, it's good fun.
futuristic one day.
Maybe they'll come back.
Hopefully. I mean, Turkey's coming back next year.
Mm. Yeah.
Does that interest you?
I think it depends a bit on when it is, because I've got a couple of races that I want to go every year to, like Le Mans. I love Le Mans. And of course, when we have MotoGP at Assen, I'm not allowed to go anywhere else. So sadly, Austria, for example, is a no-go for me because it's always the same weekends. There's a lot I want to try out. Depends on the schedule, depends on also on how expensive Australia is going to be next year.
Gotcha. So with that being said, is this just a hobby for you, or can you actually make this a career for yourself?
No, it's all hobby. I've
It's
got a
all hobby.
full-time job next to it, and then every day I have off and all my vacation money goes towards this.
What do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I work for the city where I live
Okay.
as a portfolio secretary. So we have in the last year we have made a process for all the projects in the public space. They were always coming in and everything was approved, but you only have a limited amount of people, so you can't do everything. So we developed a process on how can we make sure that we do the right things right now with the right people. And I'm just mainly in the process making sure everything is coming in, is following along the right route. If there's questions that need to be solved, that is actually getting started. That's somebody saying, "Oh, I want to start my project in June," and we have the people for it. And then come June, nothing starts. People are sitting on a couch waiting. When is my project going to start? Lot of chasing people and lots of meetings.
Hey, that sounds like the city and the county that I work for as well. So I
I
sit around
think
and wait.
every government job is like that. It doesn't matter where in the world you are.
Right. Oh man. Um, hmm. Do you get to meet the drivers as a marshal?
Not really, because most of the time when you're on track and track post, you're stuck in your position. And they are, of course, within the paddock, within the pit lane. If you work in pit lane, you sometimes get to say hi or wave. And in Zandvoort, you have two paddocks, because the paddock in Zandvoort is pretty small. So behind the pit boxes, you have a working paddock. And then the big one with all the hospitality suites, they have somewhere else. And you have movement in between. And sometimes at night, you can catch the guys over there. But yeah, you don't really get to meet them.
Have you met any drivers like yourself?
Yeah, it's always what does somebody consider meeting? Because for me, meeting somebody would be having a chat with them for a minute or two. For somebody else, it would be getting an autograph. If it's the second one, I think I've met everybody.
Nice. That's pretty sweet.
Meeting, not really. I haven't really talked to any of the people.
No.
Ran some of them almost over a few times, but no talking.
You've ran a couple of them over?
Almost.
What?
It was last year in Spa. We had, I think it was Oscar. He had to move away with his car from the grid.
Yeah.
So we were trying to clear people in the pit lane. And I was walking backwards to make space. And suddenly Charles was behind me. And somebody was telling me, "You almost ran him over." Oops. Sorry.
You almost took out Charles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Almost.
If Tim was here, he'd be asking, "Can you take out Lando?" But that's because Tim has a very big dislike for Lando.
Everybody has likes and dislikes for people.
Well, it's just,
if we do it, it's not on purpose.
he just doesn't like Lando because he beat Max out by 2 points last year.
Yeah. Well, what can you say about that? You can say a lot. You can also say he should have done better his job because he had a better car. Winning by only 2 points was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
If you see the difference in the cars. So yeah.
The whole papaya rules got us going last year.
Yeah. It was interesting for sure last year.
Yes. And I'm more actually excited about this year. I know a lot of people are like not loving the new rules and the regs,
Hmm.
but I think with all these tweaks that they did for Miami, I
Hmm.
think it's not just a 2-car go, like Mercedes is going to take it all way, like the whole time.
No,
I
it
think
looks to be a bit closer again. And
yes.
actually, I read, I think it was, oh no, I'm not sure what he's called. I will find the name later, but somebody said the rumors, not confirmed rumors, but pretty much confirms that with new engine rules, V8s might be coming back.
God, I would love for the V8s to come back.
It's That would be awesome.
Heck, even the V10s, bring me a V10, V12. I don't care. Give me something big.
Yeah, big and a bit more noise.
Yeah, I mean, like the boys and I, we've only been in Formula One, like talking about Formula One and watching it for maybe like 4 or 5 years now. So I
Hmm.
mean, we don't get like the big experience of like getting to see all those older cars and hear them unless we get to go back and watch an old race for some reason, just for fun.
Oh, no, definitely. At Spa, they always have a demonstration with historics in
Yeah,
between sessions. And even then, it's 1, 2 driving around next to each other. But it's so awesome just to see them screaming by. Imagine 20, 24 of those cars, like all at the pass, at the start flying past you. That's insane.
I one day maybe we'll get to see that
Yeah,
again.
hopefully.
Uh, so where's your favorite spot on track if you get to pick your position? Like, where would you rather be?
Um, I think if I could choose anywhere, either turn 1, because often things happen over there, or chicane, because they come by pretty slow and you're pretty close to the action end.
Turn one's always the best. You never know what's gonna happen.
You always, well, as a marshal, we're mm, what we would call in the Netherlands maybe a bit of disaster tourists. We do want an accident because then we have something to do. We don't want any severe accidents, but just
Well,
a small one, so we have something to do.
well, speaking of accident, I remember that I saw you comment on the Ollie Behrman incident, and somebody had brought up what was it? Something about like why aren't the marshals out there helping him as he's limping or
Yeah.
whatever? And you brought the comment out, and I was like,
Mhm.
that really got me going. I was like, I really want to hear her point on that. Like, what was your point on like an incident like that? Like we have Tim gave me an example to ask you.
Mhm.
The whole Liam Lawson thing last year, where the
Mhm.
marshals were on track and Liam almost took him out. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
It looks weird. Um, but the thing is, we, especially F1, they're pretty strict about what you can and cannot do with approvals. So unless you have an okay, you can't go on a track, even if there's an accident like with Ollie in Japan. Yeah, as a marshal, you want to go to there and make sure he's okay. But for safety reasons, you're not allowed to go in front of the barriers until they give the okay. With Liam, it was the same. They gave, from what I understood, okay, that they could pick up the grid. They forgot that Liam went in the pit lane, and by the time they realized that, they couldn't communicate with the marshals anymore to say you have to come back because they weren't wearing any radios. It's usually only one person per post, post chief, who has a radio and can relay what's happening.
Uh,
So yeah, and they were running. Did some of the things make sense? They ran across the track. Would have been smarter if somebody from the other side would have come, because we're always told don't cross the track unless you really have to, because that's really unsafe. But I think in the end, it was all in miscommunication. They had to go ahead probably, and then somebody realized, oh wait, there's somebody else on track. You have to wait a second, but nobody could tell them because they were already running out.
yeah. Okay, so now I want to go back even further. So if an incident like what happened where Grosjean happened, what's your guys' immediate instinct? Do you still have to still wait for that like a go, or like are you like getting out there thinking of his safety and being like, whoa, we got to get him out quick?
If it's on my side of the track and I wouldn't have to cross it, I would go to it as far as you could. But we only have small fire extinguishers that maybe 10, 20 pounds of extinguisher stuff in it, foam or powder. And with a fire that size, those extinguishers don't do anything. Plus, we don't have any fireproof overalls. We don't wear any fireproof helmets or masks. So there's not much we could do. Maybe from a distance you could try a little bit. I hope it does something, but yeah, situations like that, you're pretty useless.
Gotcha. How did you feel when you saw that crash? Because I mean, like, that's what kind of like really stuck me into watching Formula One was like, oh my God, this guy just like survived this terrible wreck.
Yeah,
Like, is this what Formula One was all about at the time? And that's what I was thinking. Like, this is interesting.
it was the exception, but yeah, if you see it happening on screen, you already have a bad feeling about it. I was surprised that he got out of it the way he did. To be fair, when I saw it, I didn't think he would survive it
Yeah.
because the crash was so big and such a big explosion and so much fire. So yeah, I'm glad he survived. But if you see that, you immediately, yeah,
You can't.
you know that it's not good.
No, I mean, I was working in the ER at the time, and I just remember seeing that like incident. I was like, whoa. Like
Mm.
the way the car split, where it split, the big explosion, I was like,
Yeah,
damn. So it really
yeah, no,
puts in perspective of how like fast they're going, how quick it is. And I mean, it's not just their lives at hand, it's also technically your guys' too, being the marshals, being so close.
mm. Yeah, and it all happens so quick. I think that's part of the danger. You have to be prepared and you have to be careful when you're on track because you can look away for 2 seconds and somebody crashes next to you and pieces of debris are flying anywhere. Street circles like Miami, they have concrete barriers with the fencing, but they're not secured in the ground. And if somebody hits a barrier with 200, then it just moves back 10, 20, 30 centimeters. So if you're standing behind it, you're just smashed out of the way. So you always have to be careful.
So have you had any close calls for yourself?
Not that much, actually. Had a discussion with a couple of marshals yesterday on post because I was working a track event in Assen, and I haven't actually had any strange things. I'm yeah, lucky that way.
I was gonna say you're lucky in that aspect then.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got? What else do they have? Do you have a specific track that you love the most that's not your home track?
Um, not maybe not track wise, but event wise, I think the 24 hours Le Mans is amazing. I think with MotoGP at Assen, that's my number one on my schedule every year now, and everything else will be planned around that.
Okay, so with the 24-hour Le Mans, now I'm intrigued. So do you have to marshal it for the whole 24 hours, or do you guys take like
No,
shifts?
we have shifts.
Okay. Okay.
So
How many hours are the shifts?
it depends a bit on a team and on your post chief. I've heard different numbers. For me, in 2024, we had 4 shifts in our group, so 3 hours on, 9 hours off. Last year, our team was a bit smaller, and we had 4 hours on and 8 hours off.
Okay.
And then we start on Wednesday with that set of schedules.
Okay. So do you have like a favorite song that you like get yourself pumped up for it, or you not even listen to a song? You just get ready.
On the race weekends, we don't listen to any music.
No music.
No, it's just the car noises. That's more than enough. Yung, yung, yung.
Man. See, I always
It's
gotta
white
start my
noise.
day off with some music every morning. It's gotta be something. All right, all right. So no close calls. Hmm. We already talked about the Ollie thing.
Hmm.
All right. Hmm. Who do you think? I'm gonna rope you into this week with us. Who
Mhm.
would you put in your top 5 for Miami today, winning it?
Um, I saw bits of qualifying last night, and both Ferrari and Red Bull, well, at least Max looked really strong. So I would say both Ferraris and Max. Yeah, then split between McLaren and Mercedes. Mercedes, I think, still has the edge because they were just better than everybody else, and everybody has caught up somewhat during the 5-week break. But I don't think they're there yet. Yeah, but I think Yeah, I think that a Mercedes, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Max.
All right, but who, who specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Oh,
Oh yes,
Kimi,
okay,
Max, Charles. I think George and Lewis.
okay, okay. Did you get to watch the sprint that already happened yesterday?
Yeah, I watched it when I got back home after working on a
Oh,
track.
all right. And then who do you think is going to be the best team? So for us, we have a category called best team. It's
Mhm,
both teammates like averaging out to see who's the best.
mhm.
So like say Mercedes takes 1, 2, that's automatic. They automatically win. Whoever picked Mercedes. Who are you thinking?
Oh, yeah. This point in the season, Mercedes is just the strongest one, and I
Yeah.
think Kimi is younger, but I don't know, he has the edge over George at the moment,
Okay.
which is really cool to see for a guy in his second year as a 19-year-old.
You know, I'm gonna jump into that real quick before we get to the last one. So, what is your thought process of this Kimmy George situation? Do you think we have an issue, like almost like a Lando Oscar last year, or do you think Toto's going to let him race it out, or you think Toto's going to like pick a driver?
Um, I I think he says that he won't pick a driver, but I think in the end they will have to because they saw it in the past with Nico and Lewis. That went explosive. We saw it with Lando and with Oscar last year. That's caused issues too. It's I think it's not fun to pick a number one driver, but I think you have to at some point because otherwise it's just going to clash all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, at that point you have to pick the one who's performing better. And at this moment it seems to be Kimi, so it would make sense to back him more.
So with this new reg set and with Mercedes looking as hot as they are right now, do you
Mm.
think, because we put this out there a little while ago, we were bashed for it. Do you
Mhm.
think that Kimmy may be the next like talent, like the next like Max, the next maybe Lewis?
Yeah, I definitely would see that. If you see how quickly he grew, and he's way more calm in his approach than Max. Max had a lot of talent, but he was also a bit brazen, bit okay, the rules allowed it also when he started bracing to a bit more contact, much more pushing, touching. Those rules have all gone. But yeah, Kimi seems to be a bit more settled at some point in the team.
Do you think that's going to mess with George's head because George coming in thinking he's like the number one driver and he's got this amazing car?
Definitely. I mean, if you're in a team for a couple of years, you learn a lot besides Lewis, and then you're an experienced driver. You expect to be the one who's performing better. Then you have an 18-year-old kid next to you who outperforms you. I mean, I think everybody will have issues with that.
Okay. Okay. All right. We got that one out of the way. Oh, do you think Max retires this year?
No, next year.
Next year? Okay.
Yeah. 27 he will drive, 28 I don't think he will.
No.
He'll move over to, I think, WEC.
Go more of the moto, like the what's it called?
More endurance
More
racing and
endurance
also,
racing is
yeah,
more 24-hour Le Mans because I know he's had interest in that. He's been doing some of
yeah,
that on the side.
yeah.
Do you think so? If he does do that, you think he'll do a comeback like Michael did?
No, no, I don't see that doing. I'm not sure even why Michael did the comeback at some point, but yeah, he fulfilled his dream of becoming a champion. He had fun, um, but he wants to do so much more than just F1. It's not about F1 for him. I think it's racing in general. And there's so much to race with against. I think he just wants to do it all. And if he comes back to F1, he doesn't have the time to do anything else.
Yeah. So you've been around motorsports forever. I know we still got one more to go, but you've been around motorsports forever. Do you feel like F1 is not the pinnacle like it used to be?
I think that's a difficult one. It's in terms of performance, I don't think anything else beats it. But we've had a couple of years where it was, I think it was late 2010s, where it was always clear that Mercedes was going to win, and who became second and became third. And at that point, I think you start wondering, is this the best there is? Because it's predictable, and it has become better again. And I think it was the same with MotoGP. A couple of years, you had Marc Marquez, who won everything, and then it gets sports watching. You know who's going to win, so why would you watch? But I think technical wise, it's, yeah, I think still the pinnacle of motorsports there is. You can't compare it with like different kinds of rallies or the car, which is a whole different kind of angle.
Okay. Do you think it is now Formula E on steroids?
Um,
Max's quote.
no, I don't think so. There's a big difference in cars in Formula E and Formula One and how they all work. Um, and it makes sense where Formula E came from for really electrifying everything. But also, I think Formula One, in the end, it's all about development, and things that are developed for Formula One, in the end, will end up with road cars also. And I can't see a future where road cars are only electric or only with fuel. So you have to kind of find that mix for the future. So I don't think it's F1 on steroids, FE on steroids. It's becoming a bit similar because the FE, the focus was really electric and electrifying, and Formula One. Yeah, if you look at the future, you have to move that way. You can't fully be on fossil fuels anymore.
Gotcha. I am curious that maybe one day we get away from the battery a little bit more and go with this fuel that they've created this year for their cars to see if they could run in the V8s and the V10s and
Yeah.
see if that would work. I mean, I think somebody said it out there that Vettel has driven a couple of the older cars, the older V8s and 10s with the new the new fuel system like in there,
Yeah.
and it's worked. So
Yeah, they're really, I think that's also part where they may say that V8s are coming back because the sustainable fuels are working. And the problem with combustions was the dirty air and dirty stuff that came out of it. And if you have sustainable fuel, yeah, why not make it completely on fuel, but in a sustainable way? And that make maybe the traveling a bit more sustainable, but that's the next step.
okay. All right. We have a category called turnaround team. It's the team that did the shittiest last week and is going to do better this week. Who do you think that team could be?
Oh, I think Cadillac might be doing better. They had a terrible start of the season, kind of.
Okay.
I think they were lost in every single race, but they've seemed to have found a little bit forward,
I mean,
which is impressive, seeing as they're a completely new team in their first year.
seeing Perez go past Liam, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, passing another car in the middle of a race, that's pretty awesome. Seeing their times go from like, what was it, like 3 seconds from the top to now like what, maybe 2 seconds to
Yeah, they're improving. I mean, and this I think the only thing that they need to do. They can't compete for points. Everybody knows that, unless they're really lucky and something weird happens. But yeah, they're building up a good team.
All right, hit me with some fun facts about Martians.
We're all crazy because who in their right minds gets up at 3:30 a.m. to stand for zero money, 12 hours on a racetrack in a scorching heat? We wear, most of us wear orange most places because it's not to be confused with any flag. If we run around, nobody will think there's a white flag or a blue flag somewhere. There's just an orange person running around. More fun facts. I think I know about 100 people that are crazy enough to travel all over the world for Formula One to Marshall. And I think I can maybe name 2 other people who are also crazy enough like me to also do MotoGP and WEC. So not a lot of people that I see everywhere. And we're really a lovely bunch of people. We might look strange, we might act strange, but once you're a marshal, you're part of the family.
So what does your parents think of you, like being a marshal and like now putting yourself out there on the social media platforms and showing it off? Like, what's their thought process?
Well, the marshal bit they know about a lot because I live at their place still when I started. They think it's pretty cool that I do it, that I enjoy doing it mainly. The social media bits, they don't see anything of that. They hear things from me when I tell them or when I go somewhere. But social media wise, they don't follow anything from me. They don't have any social media. So maybe that's a good thing also. My coworkers follow me though. So that's interesting lately.
What do they think?
They think it's cool.
Yeah.
Always, Yvette, where are you going next? This and there. Oh, what's then? Yeah, that's this event. Oh, that's cool.
Do your coworkers ever bug you like, hey, you want to hook us up with an autograph or something? Like,
No.
no, they don't
nothing
bug
that
on you
great.
on for that? What? Oh, I totally would. I'd be like, hey, come on, girl. Like, hook
I
it
can
up.
try, but I can make no promises. I mean, it looks a bit bad if somebody crashes at my corner and the first thing I'm going to do is take a picture and ask for an autograph. I mean, look at Baku last year. That is not a good look.
No. No, I agree with you on that one. What would you tell like somebody who is now maybe watching this, getting excited? What do you tell them? What's the process? Like, what should they do? Like, what's the age, like the minimum age limit?
Most of the time it will be 18 for trackside roles, mainly to do with insurance. I know in England, for example, some non-trackside roles you can apply from 13 or 14 years old. So you can do some other stuff around the track, but not trackside because it's a bit more dangerous and insurance don't like that. Um, Besides that, if you want to, I would say try it. I find it very fun to do, but you don't know it until you experience it. I've known a couple of people who had 1 or 2 days and I thought, yeah, this is just not for me. I mean, it happens. It's long days outside in the heat, in the cold, in the rain. So you have to love motorsports to be able to do that. And how to get started, it really depends on where you live. Every country does things their own way. It's a bit confusing sometimes. Okay, how I I think 4 or 5 times a day I get a question, Yvette, how can I become a marshal? Yeah, a couple of places I know it right now, but often it's really difficult to find out, especially things are in other languages. I would say just contact the track. Track all run on volunteers. They always need more marshals, even karting tracks. And that's just the best place to start. And there people know how it works and they can help you get any further. And like I said earlier, we're all big Orange Army, Orange family. If you have a question, somebody knows it and they will point you in the right direction. We don't gatekeep anything.
Okay.
But
I
just
like
try it.
just try it.
And club races, national races are way more fun than MotoGP and Formula One.
Really?
Yeah. It's much more racing during a day. I mean, if one race day, for example, today, you have, I think, maybe 3 races going on, which are an hour or an hour and a half each. If we have, for example, track day in the Netherlands, the national championship, it starts at 9 a.m. We have a 40 minutes break at noon, and it just keeps on going until 4, 5, 6 p.m.
Right.
Each session has 2, 3 minutes in between. The last bike gets us back in the pit lane. The next ones come out again. So it's just a lot of action, not much waiting around,
Gotcha. I know.
and much more relaxed.
I know. So okay, so here's another good one because this just happened today. The race gets moved up. Does that mean everything for you guys get moved up too, or?
Yeah. if they decide to change schedules, then we just have to stick to that.
Gotcha.
I think we did 2-3 years ago in Zandvoort when the rain was really bad on Saturday. So the F1 Academy couldn't race. And they just told us, oh, well, we'll do it tomorrow morning an hour earlier. So you don't have to be at the track at 6 a.m. You have to be here at 5 a.m. Good luck. They just decide when we have to be somewhere and we just show up.
You just show up and go with it.
Yeah.
With your ginger water.
Yes. Or a tea or chocolate bars. But that's not a drink. Early mornings, hot tea. Yeah.
Perhaps I've been trying that a little bit more. I used to be a coffee guy in the morning, maybe an energy drink, but now it's been more leaning towards tea the last 2 weeks.
I've never had coffee and I don't like it. So people sometimes ask me, especially with Le Mans, when it's long days, long nights, how do you stay awake? Just tea with a lot of sugar? I don't think I should go to the dentist 2 weeks afterwards. That's not a good idea.
No, bad idea.
Too much sugar.
Well, do you have any questions? Do you have anything you want to say?
What are your thoughts about today's race?
Girl. All right, today's race.
It moved up, right?
And it got moved up. It's so in about an hour and 15 minutes, I will be watching this race. So for everybody else that is watching this a day later or 2 days later from whenever I post this, we're talking about this. The race is in an hour and a half and 15 minutes from now.
Don't blame us for any wrong predictions of the race.
Hey, if it happens. All I want to know for myself, and I made a bet on the last podcast, is I bet that if Lando Norris wins, the boys have to drink one of them Lando Norris monsters. And they because they've been giving me a hard time. I found it. I wanted to try it. I was like, you know what? It's a Formula One thing. I'm gonna try it out, see it is, and it's pretty delicious, not bad. But they give me a hard time every time I pull that drink out. So we've made a bet that is what's going to happen. And if Max, for some reason, wins a race this year, I have to put up my Oscar Piastri jersey, and I can never wear it again for the season.
Well, Max is starting second today.
I know.
And I think I was watching F2 and a commentator said that it was going to be dry until 1 p.m. local time, and it was going to rain again. And guess at what time the race starts?
Yeah.
Max and rain is, a good combination.
And Kimi not being able to get off the starting line, I mean,
no, he had a problem every single time.
That's killing him. It's killing him. And the Ferrari's getting off amazingly. I am excited about that. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting race. And getting to watch that sprint yesterday, that was exciting to see more of a fight between the whole top 4 teams.
Yeah.
And I know I saw an article recently right after the qualifying for sprint that stated it's not a two-way battle anymore. It's like a 4-way. I don't even think it's a 4-way. I think we have a 7-way battle. I mean, the only reason I say 7 is because the top 7 looks so strong. You have both Ferraris, you have the Red Bull, you have Max, you have both McLarens, you have both Mercedes. They all look strong, and they all just came up with great packages this upgrade. So
they all made the best of the 5 weeks break.
Yeah. So
I just hope for less safety cars than Formula 2. I think I counted 5 over there.
Yeah. And then, if there's a couple of safety cars, here's my wild horse thought. Colapinto looked pretty good, and we normally give him a hard time because we're not a big Colapinto fan. But we give him a pretty hard time. But he looked pretty dominant so far this weekend. And so
I haven't actually looked at anything from him, to be honest. So
he was in the top 10. And qualified, he was doing good. He qualified better than Gasly.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking if the rain comes, we may have another situation like with Albon and Sainz from last year, where Sainz ended up not finishing the race, but he coached Albon into getting what? Did he podium. No, he didn't podium. He got what?
I think like P8 or P6 something.
Yeah, he got somewhere in more point wise. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that may happen with Colapinto this weekend. I don't know.
Hmm.
We'll see. If the rain
I'll keep
comes
my
and he
eye on
plays
him.
smart,
Yeah.
maybe he slips up there. Maybe we see a Gabby slip up there. We may
Mm.
see somebody that's more at the bottom slip up and get in there because these boys up in the top 7 are going to be fighting each other the whole way.
Yeah. And they always say rain is the great equalizer. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody just does a bit better, yeah, you can have any of the outsiders getting into the top 10.
Well, and the other thing that got me for Colapinto is that the sprint yesterday, he went 3
Mhm.
wide with Max and Hamilton, and
Yeah.
he was smart enough to say, nope, not today. And he backed off just to let that happen. Because if not, I think we would have saw a wreck with that.
Mm.
I think we
And you
would
have
have
to be
seen Max
smart and
be out,
realize, is it
Lewis be out.
something, is it my fight or isn't it my fight at this moment? Yeah.
Yep. So I think maybe he might slip up somehow. I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
But
I'll
that's
keep my eye on him.
my dark picture for the weekend.
I like it.
Is there anything else that you would like to speak of on the Marshall pathwise?
No, I think we've talked about most things. We may look like idiots as Marshall, but we're a lovely bunch. And we work in some pretty cool spots. I'm glad it's not really a job because then you have to do things and becomes mandatory. Now I can just choose when I want to do it. So if you have your alarm Sunday morning at 3 a.m. going off, you do wonder, why the heck am I doing this?
Yeah.
But it's fun. I love the people.
So my one last question is, women are now really being more dominant in the motorsports world. When do you think we will get a female Formula One driver like on the grid? And who do you think it's going to be?
Mm. I think maybe with the new regulation changes in 2031, I think the next ones are. And who? Yeah, I think all the kind of bigger names out there right now who drive an F1 Academy, for example, I think they're all too old at that point. And I think that's my issue with F1 Academy, that they drive there when they're, I think the minimum age is 16 or 17. You drive for 2 years, maybe then you can get promoted to something else. But if you look at F3 and F2, all the boys are 17, 18, 19 years old. And you still are a category underneath that. So when, I think 2031, 2032 maybe, who, I think somebody who's now in karting probably. They have to find a different path than F1 Academy.
Okay. See, I still go to thinking of, well, is George going to have his feelings hurt? And if George has his feelings hurt, does George leave the team, go to another team? And we
Mhm.
say, bring Dorian Penn in.
Yeah, but she doesn't have the super license points.
No?
That's, I think, the issue. I don't think an F1 Academy win championship gives you enough super license points
What?
because the cars are F4 cars, so that's below F2 and F3. And I think that's the issue.
Think so? Do you
Yeah,
think we will actually get to actually start seeing girls on the grid though? Like,
I really want to. They're working towards it, but I don't see it happening anytime soon because the way how it all works. And as I said, F1 Academy is for the older, well, maybe not the older woman, the younger woman, but they have to go through the whole path of F3 and F2 to get to F1. And they're maybe 2021 when they win F1 Academy. But nobody's going to put a 22-year-old woman in an F3 car, let alone have her move there 2 seasons and then 2 seasons in F2. Maybe 25, 26 when you reach F1. It's, if you see the age of all the rookies in F1, that's way too old to go in there. And I think that's the biggest problem, keeping women from F1.
so do you think we might see a female driver in like Formula E before Formula One then?
I think so, yeah. They have a lot of tests with rookies. Often the rookies are women too. So I wouldn't be surprised if in 1-2 years we have a female driver on the Formula E grid.
And then I don't know if you know anything about Indy, but do you think we'll have another Indy female driver?
I'm not too familiar with Indy to anything to say about it.
Gotcha.
Is there a woman driving in Indy next?
I don't know, to be honest. We're slowly getting to that level too. Like I think
Mhm.
Danica Patrick a long time ago raced somewhere in that level before she came to NASCAR, but I mean,
Yeah, it's difficult. I really hope so, but yeah, sadly, we're still a long way off.
I'm just happy that Susie Wolf's doing her thing
Oh,
and
definitely.
like really promoting them girls and getting that sponsorships and stuff. I think that is super awesome.
Yeah, and I think they had last week in Silverstone also where girls in karting from F1 Academy also. And if you get more girls into karting, you will have more girls going up higher levels in the end because there's more girls there. And I think if one of them can follow the normal pathway that most of them do, like karting and F4, F3, F2 from a young age, say a girl who's 8, 9, 10 years old now, then I think, yeah, that would be the best way. F1 Academy is doing amazing things to promote women, but it's not, I don't think it's the way it is right now, the right path to get there.
I just can't wait to see it, man. I want to see a girl get out
Yeah.
there and just
Just kick ass.
just kick some ass, man. I mean, I got a daughter. I would love to see a girl get out there and then like inspire
Yeah,
the younger little generation of girls. I think it's
definitely.
hilarious. And I think you're doing that right now as a marshal. You're showing it and you're a female and you're doing that in this
Yeah.
kick-ass world of motorsports.
Yeah, it's definitely changing. When I started in 2015, I think 90% of the marshals were male, and now it's down to 70, 60%. It's still male dominated, but you see more and more women.
And that's exciting. It's seeing
Mm,
more women get into the motorsports world because I mean, I
mm.
don't feel like it's just a man's sport anymore. It's not.
No, it's for everybody.
It's for everyone. Any gender, it's all
Mm.
there. It's a lifestyle. It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, my
And
little
once you
one
get
just
in,
got in a go-kart.
yeah, you got the problem.
My little 8-year-old just got in a go-kart the other weekend and she had so much fun with it.
Mm.
Did she hit the wall a few times? Yeah, but you know, she's learning.
That can be fixed, and then next time she won't hit the wall.
Well, it was a slick track on the indoors, so I mean, it was a little tough. And she don't got the little muscles in her arms yet, but she's getting there.
In time that will come.
Oh yeah, one day she'll be having faster lap times than me. It's fine.
No worries at all. That's always good.
I got to keep it down right now. Keep her. You know, Dad's still the best for now.
Adorable. Yeah.
Well, Yvette, this has been fun. And I hope that
Yes.
maybe one day we can get these other two big dummies on here and get you back on and get some more talking. Because I think that would be fun.
Definitely.
Get more of their insights instead of just giving me their questions.
They need to get their priorities sorted.
You know, that's what I keep telling them. But
I
you
feel
know what?
the wrong way around.
I agree. You know, it's funny. And he's gonna hate me for this, but Tim, he asked me all the time when I was trying to schedule this. He's like, "Oh, I gotta ask my girlfriend." I'm like, "You a grown man. Figure your life out, man." I love him and I love his hopefully soon to be fiance. They're great together. But hey, man, Sundays, Wednesdays, that's our podcasting days.
No
Anything
other
else?
commitments.
Anything else? Get out of here. Slackers. I'll tell
Everything
you.
else can wait. Right.
Yeah, slackers. I'm telling you.
So
Well,
far.
well, I'm gonna hit the music and then we'll get out of here. Let's see if it goes.
Clocks tick fast, but we're standing still.
Cheers.
Adrenaline rush is the only thrill. Beneath the lights, we live for more. This is our home at Pit Lane Port.